Shinoni.
Yeah.
Sounds made up. I'm not seeing us.
Something's made up. Well, I only just did it.
That
No.
name again is Aksharoni Jones.
Be surprised how little work he actually gets. I should have said how little action he actually gets. That would have been way better. Fumbled that one. Jesus.
Go with take two on that one. Can you restart, go live again, and say it?
Yeah, no, I'm sure no one will find that terribly annoying.
It's fine.
13 seconds long.
Don't you worry about it, sir.
It'll be our video that does the best.
I will throw out there, as always, as we're waiting for everyone to gather in. Yeah, if you're waiting for the review tonight for the Civivi Qubit / Civivi Altus, jump ahead 15 minutes, give or take, because that's normally when we actually start talking about knives.
Yeah.
Just come to accept it at this point.
Well, I mean, we do talk about knives, but there are knives, and they don't even count. No one cares. Come on.
I was going to follow that up with, speaking of knives, and then say something, but I lost my opportunity.
That's okay. You can do it now. Speaking of knives.
Indeed. Did you guys happen to watch Cedric and Anna's most recent videos?
Videos plural. I saw the one where he did the cut test on 15V, if that's the one you're talking about.
It's probably the one I'm talking about.
I'm just behind. Guys.
You
can just assume that I have it at this point.
That's totally fair. I just wasn't sure if there were multiple videos he released recently.
I saw one of his where he tested the factory edge, and I think that was all he did in that video, and then he went back and did it.
I saw the one where he did his edge. I didn't realize there was another video, which I'm now seeing from 2 days ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So Factory Edge did like 800 and some odd cuts. His edge did 2,000 cuts.
Yeah. Abrasive edge wear on that steel is incredibly low. So it's competing with like Maximate and other bullshit like that. Like,
so CPM Infinite, what do you carry? Infinite might have to wait a minute or two to actually respond. So
that's fair.
But yeah, good times. So what you're saying is they should send all of Spyderco's knives to Australia for Cedric to sharpen.
To get,
and then send them back.
Can you imagine how much more expensive the knives would be if they were hand sharpened?
No, I expect them to eat that cost. Come on.
Yeah.
It's for the consumer.
There's been
in Australia.
There's been a number of knife makers I've talked to who in the past had offered a hand sharpened edge as an optional upgrade to their standard belt edges. There's a difference. There's absolutely a difference.
Yeah.
And that difference is mostly time. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And you got to charge for your time. I'm not doubting that in the least.
Yeah.
But it would have to be expensive, I imagine, to have even a guy in the US that's what system does Pete use? I don't know the name of it.
It's not a K. Is it a KME? He's got 3 clamp systems.
It's got some swipies. It does
the TS Prof, I believe, is the one that we're talking about, and I'm behind on his videos, but I believe that's the new fancy one that he's jiving on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times. Speaking of jiving on, who's jiving on their knife?
Well, I mean, it would be a decent segue for me.
Oh, sorry, I meant diving on their. Sorry.
This old friend. I mean, to be fair, this knife would be a good option in that situation, I guess, because I'm carrying the Spyderco PPT.
To dive with?
Dive on, I think, is what he was telling me to do.
Yeah.
Oh.
I said jive on, and then I laughed about being dive on, and is what I meant. And Joe was not paying attention
No,
because he
I
was
was
loading
thinking like
videos.
I was thinking like snorkeling and diving.
Somebody's telling me to jump off my balcony.
Well,
Well,
is there a body of water under your balcony?
Does it look like there's a body of water under me?
Maybe
can
you should
you
jump and
like
find out.
twist at the last
Yeah.
second so the knife actually saves your life? You're like, I dove on my PPT. It was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Catch myself in a perfect like handstand.
Well, I expect no less. Like, it's, yeah.
You ever been stabbed by a handle?
You just burrow yourself into the ground using it as a drill bit.
Oh, that's amazing. I'd pay good money to see Paul fail attempting at that.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm 7 stories up, guys.
Yeah.
You'd pay money for that, Joe?
You
Well,
get one
you know.
try.
How often do you see a man die? Like,
I
It
mean,
wouldn't
I'm
be a
more
good time.
interested on how much money you would pay to see it happen. That's
like 2,
Or my-
3 cents,
I'm a little
maybe.
curious as to how much money you will spend to watch me die.
only 3
Go on.
cents. He's out on a nickel.
No, he's
Like, he
super
won't even
hurtful.
round up.
Hey, penny rounding's a bitch, alright? It's yeah. We all gotta do what we can. I have pennies saved somewhere.
I don't. I threw
I
those
mean-
fuckers away.
This shot could be fancy, but
But
oh, get a bit of reflection off that blade. Lighting's,
you understand I'm under another balcony.
it's
I'm
fine.
in the shade.
It's fine.
What do you mean you don't bust out the halogen lamps? Come on.
You got to have it on the angle like this off of the railing when next time you use
Oh
it.
yeah, I would totally trust that.
That's definitely not that
That's
will
totally
happen.
safe.
Catch the sun as it's coming in, the golden eye.
We're gonna get a Paul's not gonna speak one day until we get to his photo, and it's just gonna be his knife like having fallen off of the balcony as he's taking the photo.
I will catch it in the action of.
It's just the balcony. That's his carry for the day.
I was thinking like a motion blurred like Arrakis or something, just vanishing. Oh,
The hand would be motion blurred. The Arrakis would already be gone. Yeah.
oh.
Oh.
So
Poor theoretical Paul.
Take that, theoretical Paul.
yeah, fuck that guy.
Wow, we're off on a weird tangent tonight.
All right,
For the record, this knife's pretty damn heavy, and it held up pretty damn good too.
well, it's a stainless steel frame lock. Like it's not a
No,
it's not a small
That's
boy.
a stainless steel backspacer too.
Yeah.
It's sturdy. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair.
CPM carrying the full dress arcane design, crypt in Damasteel and Zerkutai. That's a lot of things in that knife.
That's a nice.
He didn't mention there's a knife in there.
What's the half dress version? Like,
I think it's just Time Master.
Which half? Just a person without their pants.
yeah, exactly. Sir.
This is a Walmart.
You think Walmart employees care? That's adorable.
Do you think they care about Zerkutai? Come on. Joe, you carrying anything fancy?
Nothing particularly fancy.
All
I actually am carrying something I wanted to bring in as a comparison to one of tonight's knives we're reviewing. So,
Oh, I see.
it's nothing special,
see.
so I could go next if you want.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hold out.
Before you do, hold out.
I'm holding out.
Hold. Hey, Ben, what are you carrying?
Hey,
Love to hate you. Continue on.
Better than hating to love him, I guess. Yeah, it's the small holdout. I love this thing a lot. I like it. It's small. The blade shape is somewhat reminiscent of the Qubit that we'll be talking about tonight. I don't know. I still think this is probably one of the best budget alternatives to a native, and I can't recommend it enough if you like backlocks.
Is that what an XHP?
No. This
Okay.
one's S35. If it was XHP, I'd carry it a lot more.
That's why I was wondering.
It's not my favorite option for a knife in S35, but it's such a well done knife. I really should carry it more.
You should. It is a sweet little blade.
In Italy, hey, I recognize that table.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a
There's-
different photo I took outside on my way to work today, and it wouldn't load on my computer, so that was super cool. So I had to take one right before the show.
Neat.
I see. That's why he was like, "I'll be right back."
Super
And
happy
there-
that the one time I actually make an effort just amounts to nothing. It's fantastic.
If you have been following us long enough, I think Ben has you tabletop reviews over the hand table, blah blah blah. That was the table.
That's a throwback.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 5-year-old throwback.
It's where we all started.
Yeah.
Wow.
And look at how far we haven't come that far. Anyway,
I moved
That's it.
house.
I was gonna say the table's moved around a lot.
the stories, the table. No, don't tell stories.
Don't ask the table anything.
Don't. Table, you better not say anything.
You son of a bitch. Keep your goddamn mouth shut. Dennis, what are you carrying today?
So yeah, carrying something not new but kind of new, I guess. I got a knife a long time ago, and it just sat on a back burner, and then it became a project knife, and now it's just fun as hell. So yeah, you might as well throw up the Picturino. I don't even know how to explain. My wife got me this knife when we were first together, not knowing anything about knives. And it, for lack of a better term, was not the best knife in the world. Off of Etsy, engraved with my name, so on and so forth. Yeah. So Paul was nice enough to give me a spare set of bearings that he had gotten with a ZT. And then that sent me down a rabbit hole of making everything else work on the knife. From stop pins to barrel spacers to lock up and thumb stud that didn't exist. This thing fires now so good. It's unbelievable. I don't know what the blade is. Joe and I might sit down and have a conversation about a regrind at some point.
Yeah, this knife has become the best kind of abomination. Just it shouldn't exist, but the fact that it does is so amazing.
It's like the best kind of project.
Yeah, and like I said, it's something I will have for absolutely ever. It's
Dennis
fantastic.
Cackling as he's reassembled the knife with the bearings installed and tells me to flip it. It's just hard not to smile. It was quite the experience.
But even more so than the action was the lockup. Is like
rock solid.
I hand filed stop pins to make them work, and I can't believe how good it ended up. There's a running joke that Jared, Javo, and I have joked around about troubleshooting every time you're taking a folding knife apart, and it's have you tried taking it apart and putting it back together again?
Yeah.
And sometimes when it doesn't work, you should just take it apart and put it back together again. And sometimes then it does. And so,
how many times would you say that this one came apart and went back together in this journey?
I'm gonna over 20, maybe 25, maybe over 25. It's if I were to guess, yeah. Take it apart, put it back together.
I have played with this thing. It snaps, like it pops. It's absurd.
I need to mill a pocket clip into it. I may or may not. I did find a sweet little old school Swiss pouch that it fits into. So anyway, fun as hell project, and thank you to my wife for getting it for me, because it's
I do love the fact too that it has a bottle opener on it and a wave technically.
Yeah, I don't know what came first, the Emerson or the DPX. but I'm gonna go with the chicken.
Yeah, chickens are probably involved somehow.
Chicken's the safest bet out of those two.
The less, what is it? The less legally troublesome route is just to say the chicken came first. I don't think we're gonna get sued for slander at this point, but
It's the chicken. It's the chicken knife. Come on.
And if anyone's confused looking at this knife and not seeing a thumb stud and just seeing a screw there, that's because Dennis is a lefty.
Oh yeah, I had to drill that righty one out. Screw that noise. And then I had to take a dozer. K-bar dozer has no thumb stud anymore because it worked on this one.
That's too funny. I was wondering where you got it.
And it's horrendous, and I hate the dozer anyway. So
Mission accomplished.
Did it feel good stripping it for its parts?
No. It felt sad that it was actually still in my collection when I went through it. I was sure I'd given that thing away years ago.
Oh. Can't give the thing away is what I'm hearing.
Apparently. I probably could. Probably.
Now it's missing parts.
Some people swear by it, but
Jack Farm Boy loves it, but he's mostly right.
mostly. All right. We've rambled on long enough. People probably
it's been more than 15 minutes. Yeah, exactly.
It's 17.
Yeah,
all right. Civivi Qubit, Civivi Altus. Let's talk some smack, shall we?
Okay. Yeah,
Talk it.
We can start with some smack. Why not? Talk, that is. So this is something I had to clarify with Dennis before starting. These are both new for 2023 models. Mostly. So the Altus isn't exactly a new name. I don't know if it was introduced last year or the year before, but the Altus has been around for a little bit.
It's 2022. The G10 version with steel liners came out. But, aluminum. Illuminatis.
Still with steel liners on this Altus.
Yeah.
But the Qubit did deviate from that. No liners on this, and I think this one is just straight up 2023 release.
It's my only issue with the Altus.
You think
you put it in my head and I can't get it out.
Yeah, I think we're probably getting ahead of ourselves a little bit here, but that is actually one of the biggest differences between these two knives. It's not the blade coating, it's not the grind, not even the blade steel. The biggest difference is the fact that the Qubit does not have any steel liners. I'm fairly certain there's some kind of washers in there to protect the aluminum from the ball bearings, because they're still running ceramic ball bearings. But the Altus has full skeletonized liners, and it is a substantial difference in weight between the two. At least it feels that way when you're holding them.
I'm hoping for an Altus 2.0.
And I will say the skeletonizing on the Altus is doing a pretty banging job.
Yes. I couldn't quite get I was in a bit of a rush getting these photos at the end of the day, so I didn't quite get the angle right, but it is pretty aggressive. If you've seen the inside of the Cogent before, or what's the other, the Conspirator, it's very similar.
Yeah, it's like a framework of steel more than anything else.
Now, something I thought was fairly funny was that the Qubit was announced official release as May 3rd, so 4 days ago.
Yeah.
In diddly.
So
now, I'm not saying that there was maybe some sneak peekies before the official release on May 3rd. But here we are on May 7th, and it's on the cutting edge of shelves.
Indeed.
So I had to resist, and this is kind of a spoiler to how I feel about at least the Qubit. I had to resist a lot. I really wanted to buy this knife before the review. I wanted it to be my carry, but I had other stuff I got to pay up first. Spoiler, I will buy this knife at some point. I will own it.
We're going to do a handle swap?
I like the blue. Is the problem?
Me too. That's why I want to do it. Anyway, we'll get into that too.
Yeah.
If we want to do a couple little short reel specs before we dive
Yeah.
too deep into the woods here as well, I do have the Qubit Spectorinos. Sorry, 2.98 blade, so 3-inch blade on the Qubit. Overall is 7.19. Weight is 2.8 ounces, not pounds. You're foolish. Stop saying pounds. 14C28N for the blade steel. Anything else? Aluminum that I'm for the handle? Anything else I'm missing on that one?
Reversible pocket clip?
Yes.
Oh, righty tighty. Lefty loosey. Look at that.
It is, absolutely. I will say it is aluminum handles. It is swappable to the left-hand side. There is no stainless steel insert for the pocket clip. It is threaded directly into the aluminum. As always, be careful when you're tightening or loosening those screws.
Noted.
On the righty and the lefty side?
As far as I'm aware, it's now I haven't taken the clip off to verify that, but looking on the inside of the handle, I couldn't see any kind of inset anything.
That's fair.
I'm gonna be honest.
That's fair.
I was hoping for inserts. I've seen them use them before.
I will say though, properly done threads, you shouldn't ever have to worry about it. You shouldn't be just fucking cronking the stuff down. They're T6s. You don't need to apply a lot of force. But yes, I do also wish that they had gone with some sort of an insert. That would have meant extra machining on the inside, but they're already doing it for the pockets anyway. Meh. Doesn't kill the knife for me, but it is something to be aware of.
And to try to segue somewhat on that, so does the Altus also have a ambidextrous clip?
Yes. In this case, they are mounted into the steel liners.
Dimensions on that guy, very similar in length. 7.12 overall with a 2.97, like literally 100th difference than the Qubit, although they don't seem the same. Knife weight is 3.37 ounces, so a little bit of a difference there compared to the 2.8 on the Qubit. And anything else in it? Nitro V for the steel. Bam.
This is why I like the Altus. I want that Nitro V. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nitro V.
We got some heavy Nitro V. It's no, it's not that. It's 3.37. It's not that bad.
No. And to be clear, like even at that weight, that's not a big deal for a knife this size. It's just
if you look at them side by side, it just looks nicer on the Qubit. Without the liners, it just looks nicer.
And cage ceramic ball bearings for both. Bam.
Yep.
Yes.
I can use it wrong-handed a lot. I took a picture specifically because you could use both of these knives wrong-handed, and because you can drink beer while you do it.
So is that in reference to the fact that the Qubit has a bottle opener on it?
It's strategic in my picturing. That's not it.
No, I'm just throwing up in hand. You're talking about with them closed?
Them closed, yeah. The two of them, because you can see ambidextrous clips as well as, Joe's just like, no, I'm going to do this instead.
We're going to see them individually first.
Hey,
well, you're talking about
that.
I thought you had said in hand. Maybe I misheard, or just heard what I wanted to hear.
You were just rifling through pictures. You're like, this one's nice. I want a Qubit. Let's put this picture up. That's Joe's inner monologue.
That's a pretty knife. I want one.
I gotta say, I feel vindicated by, was it Civivi that put the post up?
Yeah, Civivi fan photos or whoever on Instagram.
Yeah.
And once again,
I was saying when it first came in, I was saying that I think that like you could pop a bottle with this pretty damn easily.
I'm not arguing. I never argued against that. It's just I don't like the idea of scuffing up the aluminum and then having you feel that every time you hold the knife afterwards.
I don't know that you would scuff it on the flat of the top of the cap.
apparently it seemed like it was a whole bunch of comments that had come out to begin with, and Civivi responded with, yes, you can use it as a bottle opener. Not necessarily that it was designed as such, but yes, you can use it. And then everyone snowballed with, yes, it was in the design language. But if you actually watch the Civivi release of this knife in particular, it seems like it was more of a response to viewers than it was an initial releasey thing.
Right. Yeah, it was
just in the way that they were talking, right? So yeah.
It was never really described as a feature. And I will say, aesthetically, when this knife is closed, I don't really like it being there. That's just a preference thing. I don't really like it
I
on
do prefer
where you have a sharp corner sticking up either. To me, that seemed it works. It works fine for some knives. I don't care, but
I will say opening bottles with an aluminum anodized is a good way to get scuffies. You can't see it because that's a cool scar, bro, but still.
It's sure. But that is a different way of popping a cap than what's going on.
Well, don't get into semantics with me. Yeah, it looked like it was a lot easier. Now, this one comes in a couple different flavors. They all come in a bunch of different flavors.
They do, yes.
We got these ones in particular. The black washi on the Altus. Pretty nice. I think in the in-hand picture, I got a decent washi, maybe?
Yeah, you can see the height. Yeah, it actually turned out pretty good. You can see the highlights. There's something with your cameras. I don't know if it's a filter. It looks a lot more. You can see it on your thumb here, so it's not the blade. It doesn't look that like crazy mottled that it's looking on the screen here. But you can see that the highlights are quite nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not a bad.
I like the Altus. I like the way it looks.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish it had no insides.
Yeah, well,
Rip its guts out.
There's something horrible there.
And kind of funny as well with the overall. What is it's 7.12 versus 7.19. So like almost identical. But when I got them in the hand, especially for where the Altus puts you back, a bunch of that handle's not being used, and it actually made me like the whole open palm, closed palm thing versus the Qubit, which has a much kind of like broomstickier neutral style handle, and I felt like it was much easier to get a forefinger. Yeah.
I mean that handle shape is tried and tested and perfected, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of.
What do you mean simple ergonomics tend to be extraordinarily comfortable for most people? Like even for just on my desk here, there's a lot of very straight-handled options that all feel fantastic. Overcomplicating things with a bunch of finger grooves doesn't always work, and yet Buck still offers it on all their 110s and 112 models as an option.
But Joe, it looks so cool, bruh.
It does look kind of neat. I'll admit, I kind of like the look of the Buck, the finger groups, but we didn't specify blade thicknesses for these guys, did we? Because that's another area where they're a little bit different.
A little bit. No, we did not. But that is definitely a noticeable difference, and especially with the depth of the Qubit. But yeah.
Qubit comes in at 2.7? No, it's 2.3. Yeah. 2.3 millimeters thick, or 0.1 inch. The Altus was 3 millimeters, or 0.12 inches. It's a pretty noticeable difference.
Yeah.
The Qubit is very thin, and like Dennis was saying, the height of that grind means you end up with a very, very slicey blade.
It's a full flat, right? As opposed to the high saber.
It's tall this way. It's.
Yeah.
I wish the Qubit was in Nitro V. That would be such an easy answer for me. But
I mean, me too. Just because I do want to play with Nitro V at some point.
This is just my thing.
And sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm not 100% sure what the difference would be for Nitro V versus 14C at that thickness behind the edge. I'm not sure there would be a noticeable difference, but 14C is supposed to be a little bit more tough, so maybe that's why they went that route.
Mm-hmm.
Could
But
be.
yeah, sorry, Dennis. What were you gonna say?
No, the other thing that I thought was quite interesting with these knives in particular is, again, almost the exact same size length as a penguin. To get repetitive on some guys and bring up a penguin. It is. Penguin is 7.06 on
Holy
this,
shit.
compared to a 7.12 and a 7.19 on the overall length. So, tee hee. Once again, we like knives that are similar to a penguin.
Shane Fisk is in here to celebrate our.
I know, right? I miss
Every-
mentioning the penguin when he's around.
Yeah. I like the way that they've recessed the buttons on these guys as well.
Yes, it looks more dramatic in this particular photo, possibly because of the way the aluminum catches the light comparatively speaking to, say, a button lock like the Conspirator. But the buttons don't really have a super long way to travel before they've disengaged with the blades. Partly, I think, due to the fact that the blades are relatively thin. They're well organized. Some people complain with button locks that you have the issue of. Sure, haven't shown this one off for a little bit. Real Steel Griffin. Wish they kept making this guy. Oh look, another aluminum handled 14C knife. Yeah, it's almost like I have a type.
Worth roughly $100, give or take.
Well, yeah. I hate that I have a type like this. But some people
you
complain,
have a couple different types, Joe.
Yeah, that's fair. As you're holding these knives, though, you tend to have an issue if you have your thumbs not up on the blade, it tends to be over top of the button. In this case, this button is very proud of the handle, but the Qubit and the Altus both, they're recessed to the point where I don't know that I'd be really concerned about accidental disengagement. I didn't really have a moment where I was handling the knife and thought, oh yeah, I can see that going by accident. Not sure about you guys, but
now as a lefty, it's not a problem. I got nothing. It works pretty good, actually.
yeah.
Again, where your finger placement is, where the pressure is, they shield it enough. I think the Qubit would be more of an issue than the Altus. The Altus has got a pretty deep cutout for where that button goes. But yeah, either way, I don't think they're using these knives so hard that you got to worry about it.
That was my thought as well.
Yeah, these are definitely not hard use knives. Not because the materials couldn't take it, but just the design language I don't think really matches. Here's a shot. This is pretty close up, so it kind of doesn't... It looks taller than it is. It's basically flush with the surrounding material.
I do like the way that they've chamfered all the Illuminatis on the Qubit, because you can really squeeze down on that handle and not feel much as far as hot spots. Yeah.
No nods.
Yeah, this... Oh, man. The handle shape on the Qubit especially, just about no notes. This thing feels so comfortable in the hand. Kind of, again, with that realm of, maybe not for hard use. Given that it's aluminum, might get a little bit slippery when wet or sweaty. But, goddamn, this is such a comfortable knife just to hold. And, in your day-to-day, you pop it out to open a box, and there's no sharp corner really anywhere on this knife. Except where it needs to be on the edge.
Terrible.
This... I do say that because the pocket clip, for me at least, wasn't a hot spot either, and that can be a problem with certain Civivi models. I find the way you hold them, at least for me, it does make its presence known. I didn't really feel that to be the case with, honestly, either of these clips.
Are they both rocking that vertical 2-screw pattern clip? Could you put a titanium clip on one of those things?
Stop being a monster. Jesus, because you have gear doesn't mean
I'm
Good
not asking whether or
Lord.
not I should,
But you can.
just whether or not I could.
No, don't say yes. Regardless of what the answer is.
I don't know
For
that the answer is no.
all of humanity, don't say yes.
Well, Dennis has feelings about it.
Yeah, apparently.
But yes, it is that
Get some
vertical.
taste, man. Come on.
I'm putting this clip on an Elementum, man.
Yeah, well, go ahead and put it on a CRKT while you're at it. I hear the EB works pretty good with that 2-hole pattern.
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Sorry. I'm not sorry.
No,
He's
it's going to
never
go
sorry.
on
About
a
it.
carbon fiber and Damascus Elementum.
Speaking of, the Qubit has a Damascus version coming down the pipes.
It does.
Maybe I.
And
Now-
a red and black Deadpool-y looking one. That's actually pretty good too. Oh, by the way, what is up, Dick Richards? What are you carrying this evening? Ben didn't actually mention. Oh yeah, he's got the Adamas. Look at that guy. He did. I just wasn't paying attention to what he said. So,
Justin was also carrying his carbon fiber M390 bug out. Don't know where he would have gotten that thing. And his bailout in 3V.
So
Is that red aluminum?
it is.
Yes, Deadpool-y.
So, fun fact about anodizing aluminum. It anodizes in a very different way than titanium does. It's not an oxide that creates the color. You're actually dyeing the surface of the aluminum. To do that, you grow like these little hexagonal, porous kind of structures all over the aluminum. You fill it with dye, you boil it, and seal it. It's really cool. It's pretty durable.
It's aluminum oxide that's forming, right?
Yeah, so you're sealing the dye inside the aluminum oxide. It's
Yes, exactly.
the science of it
It's
is
very
super,
cool.
super fucking cool, actually. Which means you can get basically any color you want, so long as you can have a dye consistently that color.
Yeah.
The fact that they don't have a purple one hurts a little bit, but
Hey, look, it's not Ween Eyes, man.
Civivi's got some
Civivi,
options.
they
Many options.
They
Come on.
like their purple G10. But I'm just saying, I haven't seen a purple aluminum handle in a while. I
A
would
nice
say
royal
too much
purple
money.
aluminum would be nice. I agree with you.
The
Strongly.
blues. The problem is then they would do it with a black blade, like they've done with most of their other purple stuff, and I really like the bare blade with the blue. It just looks real nice.
Yeah, but that red and black looks pretty damn cool too.
It does.
It's got a little Deadpool, little Sith action.
Well, a little bit. The one thing I am disappointed.
Makes me feel
That's why there's not a purple one. We talked about that this last weekend.
Oh.
There you
go.
They follow the rules, okay?
They followed the rules. It's
anyway. I am a little disappointed to not see the the Qubit Fruber version of this guy, because it doesn't exist. Given that there was no liners in this, I really would have liked to have seen some inset, like brass tubing or something like what Benchmade likes to do. Something, so that you could put pocket clips into it, but have this knife in a carbon fiber handle with a Damascus blade. And I would have bought 2 Qubits.
There you go.
Yeah.
The thing, like you said, Benchmade uses those inserts. I'm pretty sure Civivi also has models with those same inserts. So it's a shame that they didn't use them in this case.
Yeah, I think I also have seen, like, on my wood-handled Elementum, I think, maybe, sort of.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure some of the...
Or is it steel liners? Anyway, I could be wrong. But...
Yeah. Yeah.
I probably am wrong, actually. But anyway, either way.
Yeah. Either way, it's something I kind of expected to see in the lineup for this knife, and a little sad to not see it, but it is what it is. Dennis had alluded to during a handle swap earlier because he may or may not be getting the Damascus version at some point.
Yeah, these are lefty compatible, and I don't have anything with any sort of pretty Damascus, and Civivi does an okay job on their Damascus, and so if it's as pretty as I want it to be, and someone wants to, I'll still get the green one, but if somewhere along the way someone wants to swap you a handle, I'll consider a blue one.
That's fair.
I don't think there's any other options I would consider.
No,
There's a
Yeah.
black one. Eh,
The black on
with the
black.
Dama dress with the Dama, I could do that one. I could get away with the black if someone
It's a
wanted to
little
swap
sexy
me a
color.
black.
Okay, but oh damn it. Okay, but then if that were the case, but it would look so much better if it was the Damascus blade, but with the satin hardware and the black handles.
Tuxedo dress.
But then you need 3 qubits to swap parts between.
Don't act like I won't go down that rabbit
I
hole.
was gonna say.
Oh man, I mean, Civivi's QC's tight enough that they probably could just swap the parts.
Dude,
Many years, sir.
you
It
buy
took many
3
years
knives?
to make this knife.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
buy 3
It did.
knives, you make the one you want, you sell the other 2.
You could do that too.
Yeah.
Or you just buy everyone dragonflies and then just make the version you want. And thankfully, the other versions work out really well. So,
I'm sure nobody knows what you're talking about there.
Nope.
thankfully.
Thankfully.
So yeah. Anything else to say on these bad boys?
We did spend a decent amount of time on the Qubit, but I think maybe we should talk about the Altus a little bit more. Paul
Go on.
wishes that it was just the straight aluminum instead of the stainless steel liners. Do you prefer this profile to the Qubits?
I don't know that I prefer it, but I also enjoy it.
That's
It
fair.
it feels slightly longer, even though it's not. I think Dennis kind of touched on that earlier. That he's surprised by how similar in overall length and everything these guys are.
Right.
Um,
The more
Yeah.
narrow handle, I think, lends itself to that. Yeah.
there are things to like about both of them. I think is the situation here.
And the
If you
choily,
took-
the choil on the Qubit versus the non is like deceiving on. It looks smaller than it actually is, right? So yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think if you took the Altus and you pulled the liners from it, I'd be a very happy camper. I think if you took a Qubit and put Nitro V in it, I would be just as happy of a camper. The knife that I want just doesn't seem to exist right now. That bums me
Yeah.
out.
Well, they do make a micarta handle with Damascus, and they do make a wood handle with Nitro V. So again, just buy like 4 of them and then make your own.
There you go. I'm gonna buy a Qubit and an Altus and blade swap them.
Ugh. No. For so many reasons, no.
I'll buy your blue Altus handle after that goes disastrously wrong and doesn't work out. And then
What are you
I'll
gonna
put
do with
that
the rest
milk.
of the parts?
I
Oh,
didn't
there's
say
just ashes
anything
left.
about having lockup or
And then
you
I'll
know,
put one of those milled clips on it like you got. Just
and then a titanium clip. Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
ease the resistance.
I am happy to see that both of these are lefty compatible. That very much needs to continue, especially with something like a button lock that's just as easy to work with in the left hand.
Indeed.
I'd like to see them follow suit with some of the Wii offerings.
What
Now
are you
that's
talking about?
Well, that everyone's biased. I mean, Best Tech doesn't even do it on their budget models, let alone their higher end models. So it's good to see Civivi does it at least. But you would like to see, 1 or 2. I think you do. The banters, that counts, right? Fuckers.
Kinda.
You get one.
Kinda. It's because
Well-
Ben was behind the name. They couldn't put it in the Civivi lineup.
I mean, to
But
be
like,
fair,
fine,
Did
we'll
the-
put it in the Wii lineup.
Did the big banter come with lefty? It came with lefty
Yeah,
compatibility.
you bet it did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I really like the way
Ben's-
they. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I really like the way they set up lefty carry on the Altus, where they use the body screw and then they use only one extra hole. You could add that to a lot of Wii knife models pretty easily, and it doesn't detract nearly as much, like half as much even.
I mean, yes, literally. They did it with a Qubit as well here. It's just they've also recessed the pocket, so it looks a little bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like the way that the whole like recessed, so it slips in and out of your pocket. Sorry. So that's nice, especially on the other side where it's got that rather than protruding a little bit and might catch.
I'm not going to comment on the fact that that thread looks like it's peeling away. In a screw hole that's not been used, so it's obviously not the case, but
Yeah. I think this
it was
is
like
just
burlap.
gonna say.
Oh,
Oh
that was
no, yeah, I'm not sure about that. It's small enough. I don't think it would make a difference, even if it did
No.
break off. But yeah, it could also be the anodization kind of
yeah,
seeping down. It's hard to tell in this particular photo.
may or may not have happened after the threading or tapped or whatever, or it
Yeah.
got drilled with that and it had some overlay.
Complications.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good shot of the pocket clips though too. You had
Yeah.
there, and then you ran away real fast.
Oh, I'm back on it. The so question for both of you: have you ever had a problem with catching on the bottom of the clip, as in how it's installed on the Altus here, versus having a smooth transition as on the Qubit?
On some clips, yes. I have
Really?
catch it
On
on
some
Qubits.
clips, yes. Yeah.
Not often. It's
No.
usually not an issue.
What I'll say is it's the whole like not thinking about what you're doing, subconscious, flip it upside down, slide it in your pocket type of thing. It's not an intentional ween. It's something that you're doing half a dozen different motions in and out of your pocket, and it will catch, and you'll look down, and it's just sitting proud this much.
Which you can usually fix the knife like this by grabbing the clip and kind of bending it back as you're sliding it into your pocket and giving yourself a little bit of extra room.
I tend to do that as to save my pockets a little bit, otherwise they get torn up.
Yeah.
You've had it happen with your deep carry on the native there.
On the MXG, which it's still better than the standard spoons clip because you suck. But
what you're talking about, it's a perfectly fine clip, and everyone should be fine with it the way it is.
Ergos wise and still in and out of your pocket. But yeah, that's one. Speaking of the catches.
That's fair.
So.
That MXG clip might be the best spider coat clip on the market.
Spider kip claw.
Spider claw. Spider claw.
Ironically, I have a knife with a pocketed clip bed, I guess. It's got milling that allows the pocket clip to sit in it. And that knife catches more than anything else in my collection. It's this knife. But it's not because of the clip. It's because of the screws. And I just want to have a quick moment to laugh at these fucking screws.
Yeah,
and
that's good. It's good.
Nasty square shouldering, and they tear the hell out of my jeans.
I got a K-bar dozer over here. You might be able to get a couple body screws. Shave them down. Might fit a little bit better on that one.
Well, that's awful. I'm considering it because I like carrying this knife, but not for the clip.
So, question for you: when you look at the side of this handle, and then you look at this overhead picture here, those middle barrel spacers, stop pitty, blah blah blah, is that just suspended, or do you think those are threaded into the inner lovings?
On the aluminum?
On either one of them.
I don't think they're threaded. They may be stepped, but I don't think that they're threaded.
And I'm talking about the middle post, not the post you're currently on.
Oh,
it's the middle post, because the
lanyard post.
The lanyard post is probably just free spinning. It's probably like how some stop pins are just like the term is blind hole, I think, where it's a hole that's been partially drilled through but not all the way through. I think it's like that, where it's just kind of floating and rattling around in there.
But notice that on both the Altus and the Qubit that they do the hover. There's no thread. They're trying to keep the externals minimal if they can.
Yeah, it's a common Civivi thing, and I'm happy to see it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll say that if that one doesn't work out for you, a Smith & Wesson Karambit stop pin works pretty good as a replacement. So, sorry.
Yeah,
slogging a dead horse on that one, but anyway.
I like this as a super inobtrusive way of introducing a lanyard spot without inconveniencing everybody else.
Lanyards are inconveniencing everybody. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, but this is one of the least intrusive ways to give, those people an option.
Yeah,
One of them.
We know about those people though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, most of the guys that I know who could benefit from a lanyard, like servicemen, technicians who have to have their knives tied off as part of like operation code sort of thing. The guys who are working like high up kind of thing. A lot of those people tend to go for cheaper knives that they can just beat the snot out of anyway. And I think these may even be a little bit too expensive. So why don't we just get rid of lanyards altogether? Just
because what would
they
Matt
don't
buy?
exist. Because then what?
What would Matt buy?
Oh well, Matt can
That's
have
okay.
the collection he has. Well, the rest of us will just live better lives.
I'll take his
Sorry, Matt.
stop pins for my next project, and he can put his lanyard through the hole where they used to be.
Think about it. It's an extra stop pin. You just got to regrind it into shape.
Oh man, I hate all of that. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's a gift.
Can I return it? It's awful.
No.
I had a couple other pictures here. Oh,
completely irrelevant size comparison. We got that.
Yes, we do right here. Next to the Dragonfleur.
What?
You heard me.
The Dragonfleur.
The
The Dragonfleur.
The Dragonfleur. Yeah, we got to keep that rolling.
You go on.
It's kind of funny actually looking at the total grip area. I think you have more area to hold on the Dragonfly than you do on the Altus, and that could just be due to the camera angles here. But it's like there's slightly more grippy room on that Dragonfly.
Yeah, you ain't wrong.
If there's a difference between compact and subcompact, I think this is it. Honestly.
Now, if we had more time, I would be very curious about the comparisons on a Valet. That's somewhere I went to go reach for it. I haven't carried a Valet in like 3 or 4 years. I don't know what I was reaching for there, but
You used to have that knife with you all the time, though.
It was a good knife. It's a good knife. It was all right.
I did have another size comparison, the one I talked about earlier, and the reason I carried it tonight, but it's actually really close. The Qubit is really close to the holdout here. Very similar. And you could very easily imagine a native in its place. That might be the better comparison, honestly, because these two knives are really, really close.
Huh.
But
you really do have a type, eh?
I guess, yeah. Man, the number of knives I have with 14C Sandvik and
it looks like only one of those knives is fake to plunge grind, so it's fine. It's
don't worry about it.
Don't worry about which one.
Yeah, exactly.
You just file them in. It's fine.
We're not gonna be specific about it. Don't worry. And I had one other here, which is just a silly size comparison that'll mean probably nothing to no one, but just illustrating the type.
Is it a Keen next to a mini Crooked River? I mean, a full-size Crooked River?
No, it's my Kiss Assist. Just because the blade profile is actually extremely similar. Grind is very different, but
I was gonna say maybe on the backside.
Backside
of the Kiss.
Oh,
because it's chisel ground. It's come on, people.
Oh,
boo!
Just truly awful. But...
What? It's true. If you were comparing grinds.
Why are you booing me? I'm right. Yeah.
The show side is not the right side to be comparing.
No.
There's carbon fiber. It's fine.
Oh, well, okay. That's enough of that.
Sorry. Carbon fiber.
Yeah.
That's enough of that. He doesn't want to zoom in on that picture just to see how carbon fibery that carbon fiber is.
Hey, look,
it's a 0.2 millimeter Qubit.
It's as much as my carbon fiber pubs got on it on the one side.
Yeah.
It's carbon fiber in name, and not much else.
His first name's Carbon.
Last name Ferber.
Ferber.
What was that?
Yeah. Ferber.
Ferber. Oh, yeah.
My middle name's Fruited Ferber. Anyway.
German, I see.
So.
Overall thoughts, feelings? I mean, I've been pretty open about it. I really, really, really like the Qubit. I don't necessarily hate the Altus. It makes it sound like I think the Altus is. It's not. It's pretty cool too. But the Qubit, I think, is a lot more attractive.
Okay, so the Qubit's been blowing up. Apparently, it's been getting a lot of hype. Everyone's been liking it, including Joe, even after I liked it first. That's fine. Anyway.
You can't
Steal
own
another
liking things, Dennis.
Steal another Falco,
Yeah.
you son of a bitch.
You can't Bogart a like.
Watch it.
I can.
It's okay. I like
the
stupid
year
shit,
was
too.
1996. Bush X, just anyway.
Without knowing that this very similar knife came in Nitro V, I think I would just like the Qubit. But because there's something that's so similar that has the thing that I want, it kind of bums me out. Because I like them both, but
And I think
I like
the Qubit is as nice as I wanted it to be, but the only box it can possibly tick is some sort of classier Damascus, because the normal one doesn't tick enough boxes to get any sort of fill time. So
That's fair.
The Damascus one at least ticks a box of I can wear this and something fancy if I trade with a blue or a black or a whatever. Yeah.
See, and for me, I already have 2 Civivis with Damascus blades. Don't really know that I need a 4th, because I have one that I need to pay off first, and I'll show off what I've paid for it. But this knife to me is just
first.
well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah. I can see why you would want the fancier version, though, 100%.
Well, like I said, it needs to fill a gap for me to be able to justify it in any sort of way, which also means that something budgety but slightly classier might be being parted with. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, that's an interesting thing to say.
Well, just maybe out of a black bag to make a way for a pouch in a black bag,
Wow.
So
Okay.
Alex in chat, what up?
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you need a clip? I hear that there's a titanium clip that'll fit it, Dennis.
I really
no.
should have
Go
grabbed
to
a
hell.
comparison picture of these two. The Rustic Gent and the Appalachian Drifter. Specifically because they have the 2 different finishes of Damascus that Civivi does. I kind of wish they went with a more reflective one and kept the blue handles for their Damascus variant, because I really like the look of that light, just gentle etched Damascus versus this very dark.
Oh, but that dark edge looks so
wash.
good, sir.
It does. They both look good, but I don't know. I feel like it matches the more lightweight nature better.
Evening, Alex. What are you carrying? I don't care what it is. Ain't no cool as this.
It ain't no cool as this.
It ain't. It ain't no cool.
It ain't.
It might be a little cool. He's got some
Like
okay
this?
stuff. He's bought some stuff off of Joe and I.
Hey, man.
Even as recently as today, in fact. But yeah.
He's got a pretty fancy thing that he got recently as well, that I won't spoil for him if he wants.
Ain't no cool.
It ain't no cool as...
All right, what are we grading these sons of bitches?
Oh. So I'm grading the Qubit a superposition. I don't know if that's actually why they named the Qubit what they called it for quantum bit, but it is both the nicer of the 2 knives and an excellent knife by itself. It's fantastic. It could be 2 things. Why shouldn't it?
That's funny, because I was actually going to give both of these knives a series of 0s and 1s, in whatever order you deem appropriate.
Oh. I like that. All right, Paul. What
There,
about you?
how's that for your 7 for enthusiasm, Fisk? Son of a bitch.
I'll
10
be
or
honest.
1, pick a lane. I did. I just didn't tell you which one. Driving down to Meridian. Anyway.
Come on, there we go.
Taking out pedestrians.
So I'm gonna give this a
What
solid
kind of
27 out of
pedestrians?
30
Sorry. Okay. 27 out of 30?
for both.
Okay.
And my reasoning being that aluminum is like atomic weight or elemental weight is 26.9.
Oh, I see.
Oh. I see.
Yeah, all right.
And I like them both. They both
Yeah.
have their redeeming qualities.
Button locks. They're so hot right now. Who would have guessed it? That button locks would become so hot
They
right
are
now.
fun.
Who would have guessed it? If you'd like to go back and watch previous PokeFactor reviews of up to a year ago when I said the new trend coming out was going to be button locks.
I don't think
I was
anyone
gonna say-
argued with you back then either. I think we were all like, yeah, button locks.
Brian Ty is finally just standing there tall and proud. Top of the column.
CRKT already like shot their wad on Brian High stuff, and now they're like, we got to make a comeback. What do you got,
Yeah.
Ken Onion? And he's like, oh crap. It's me and Brian.
What about the
A Brian
springs?
Onion?
Bry onion?
no?
Brian?
Onion bry?
Mm.
It's a high tech onion.
Onion bry sounds like something you catch.
Onion brine.
What,
Yeah.
like when it's thrown to you, you catch it with your hand, Paul?
No,
Is
like
that
a
what you're trying to
disease.
say? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You gotta slow cook whatever that is.
Blew their buttons too early. Exactly, Alex.
To be clear, if the Qubit was a insat liner lock, I think I would like it just as much. But the button lock doesn't hurt it at all.
So I'm just laughing at Dick Richards' comment about Ken Onion of Hawaii because it's on every single CRKT.
Yeah.
Less so now than it used to be.
Their
Well, what's
labeling has
Junior,
really been minimized.
Ohio or something? I don't know. What is he?
Yeah, he's somewhere. Georgia? I don't know.
I can't remember.
We're making stuff up. If
Yeah.
you'd like to go see, look at the previous episodes where we actually reviewed one of his knives, and we mentioned where he was from, and probably mentioned the fact that it wasn't Hawaii in that episode. But we're good at what we do. So
Look, I didn't know that we were talking about that thing again. I only have so much room in my brain from week to week, sir.
No, that is absolutely a mood and understood entirely, sir. As
So,
one of my friends likes to say, understandable. Have a good day.
Paul, any sort of grading system? We
I
were
gave it a
both.
27 out of
We
30.
were. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I think we're all graded up. I think overall, we're all pretty jazzed about these knives. Slightly more about the Qubit, I think, for all of us. Yeah.
I don't think Paul's fully aware of how many versions of Altus are out on the market, but I encourage him to go look at the other variations for sure.
I'm just popping them up right now just to show a quick scroll. I gotta say that baby blue looks kind of fucking cool. Maybe it's just the blue and silver that I like, but anyway.
Yeah, it looks just like a Gerber.
Oh, you ruined it.
Yeah, you killed it.
It does though. I can't remember what Gerber it is. It's like
Dude,
a Ranger or something.
you
I
shot
don't
it.
They
know.
advertise that the pocket clips, you can get them swapped with the titanium ones.
This is true. They do.
Yeah. Huh. All right. I do like the blue. That, what's the one in the bottom? Is that like a red or a burgundy?
They call it a burgundy, I think. But,
I'm into it.
They don't. Oh, they don't. A burgundy G10. Yeah.
Yeah, red wine.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the highbrow. That was the Gerber I was thinking of.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
The first one with the access lock, and then the airfoil was the other one. It looks very much like an airfoil. Oh, I'm gonna ruin it so good for Paul in 2 seconds.
Oh, you ruined it for me too, and I didn't even want it that badly.
I knew it was a Gerber. I had to look it up.
Huh.
Aw.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. All right.
Yeah.
Aha! Gotcha. You two sue each other. That's
You
the name of
save
the
your
game this year.
Oh, but it looks so good.
It does.
It's not. It's not the same, and it's not the same blue. And I mean, yeah. Anyway,
It's all right.
still, Mike Tyson 3 rounds.
I like the silver hardware on the blue one as well.
Yeah.
You only get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well-
Kind of. You don't get it with the black for some reason.
No, no, you don't. Kind of asshole would do something like that. I tell you.
Fight, 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 kiss, kiss. What?
Yeah,
Just-
kiss, 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 bang, bang. That movie already came out, but it was something different completely. Alrighty, that about sums us up. We got a couple auxiliary. Paul's just chomping on the bit. I got one or two.
Giver?
I got two. No, chomp away, sir. Chomp, chomp. Are we
Chomp.
done? Final Qubit,
I think-
Altus, good. Buy
I
one.
think so.
They're
Yeah.
good for button locks.
Buy 'em.
What's this?
All right. So we jumping over to other things. That's what's
All right.
happening.
I think
Do it.
so. I'm just clearing up some space so we can load new things.
We'll get you to go to the old Google machine.
That's
Ye old
ridiculous.
Googs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
What
the
am
Googs.
Right, the Googs.
Oh God, not my Googs.
Oh God, I've
I
Googled.
typed right in my Googs.
I'm googling all over the place. All right, what am I?
Oh,
What am I looking for?
CAVOL knife or knives.com.
Gravelknives.com.
Gravel made a knife.
Yeah, gravel.
Gravel. Yeah. That's exactly it. Okay, just waiting for it to load. It's doing some silliness. This is a very busy website, sir.
Yes, there's a lot of things.
I'm a little
They don't
worried
give
about.
me season.
Oh God, it assumes my monitor size. It's.
Is it Dav gear?
I'm just gonna zoom out
Have
here
we found-
so that it doesn't
Wait.
crash the window. Okay.
You need to very quickly go down to learn about these people because I'm guessing it's in the middle of Ohio in a farmer's field for their website.
The fucking field in the middle of nowhere.
That sounds about right. The weird thing is, this website, instead of being like the I don't know, consumer side of things, is directly to their wholesale website.
They're pulling a master cutlery, are they? Yes, I see. I see.
Dude, they have a web form in the contact us where you can send them fan designs and they might. So basically, hey, we've run out of ideas.
Well, they only have 5, you see.
Well, they only had 3. 2 of them were fan. Okay, before I start making assumptions, what the hell is going on here?
You should
Wait.
just go to their products.
So go to their products first, but first of all, a very low key woo from Brian Mooney. I mean, normally
Just the woo. Oh yeah, hi. Oh,
we get some woo up. I know it's a little late in the evening. It's been a long weekend. Some of
He's
us.
dialing down the woo. Okay, sometimes you gotta throttle your woo.
Well, first gear
Phrasing.
woos are a thing too sometimes, right? So yeah.
Yeah. There you
So
go.
this website is just chugging trying to load.
Yes.
Oh, hold on a second. This
Because it's steam
this
powered.
front flipper. I did actually see somebody reviewing something like this somewhat recently.
Oh, it's got a PCAL. Someone turned a Victorinox fruit knife into a folding knife.
yeah.
Or is that
pretty
still
much.
just a fixed blade?
No. This is a folder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's silly.
Yeah, EDC Piccal. M390 titanium.
Justin wants to know if throttle my woo, I mean, should he be taking it personally? And the answer is yes.
I think it depends on which gear. It's-
Mm-mm.
Well, he's only throttling a third gear. It's no big deal.
So, question for you guys:
Well, how many RPMs are we wooing here?
Is that
I'm
a
not
knife
answering
or
that.
is that a render?
What's this now? That's That could be a farmer's field in the middle of Ohio. Don't worry about it.
Some of the photos look like renders. Some of the photos look like actual products, and that's why I'm asking.
This kind of looks like a photo. If it's not a legitimate product, it was photoshopped to look this way instead of 3D rendered. That's my guess.
Okay,
It's kind of a cool knife. I gotta admit.
it is kind of cool. I like this one.
Someone turned a Victorinox peeling knife into a tactical folder.
I just realized the one I was thinking of is actually different than this. So now I'm wondering how many guys are doing folding Piccal blades these days that are front
Folding
flippers.
Piccal blades with katana handles.
Oh no! See, that's the thing. I was like, wait, the one I was thinking of, it had a pocket clip and it did not have these like Mkusta katana style handles.
I was gonna say very much Mkusta. Mkustas.
So oddly enough, we talked about Makusta earlier, like just the three of us at work.
Yeah.
And this was the reason. This knife sent me down that rabbit hole.
Okay. Interesting.
So the funny thing is, if you go back to the main page,
like
the knife that actually brought me here, yeah.
Okay.
Oh. The knife that actually brought me here, you can't even see. You have to scroll to the right.
Oh, the Amuse CO4?
The absurd looking thing? Yes. Yeah, the thing with the broken back. Because I was like, I
poor
gotta see
knife.
what we're doing.
Can't call them hunchbacks anymore. That's called being insensitive.
Okay, so they took a Sierra KT eraser handle and put it on an Olamic, whatever the hell that thing is. Was it a busker blade?
And an eraser handle after they hit it with the fucking sledge while it was in a vice.
No, they just like it was like type 1 of the eraser.
Yeah, the one that's
it's an eraser. It's an eraser after it's erased some things.
So obviously, we could all agree that this thing's ugly, but
it's fine. It's fine.
It would probably work pretty damn good in the kitchen. It's got a little Spidey Chef kind of vibe.
Honestly, I don't know that it would.
Just the hole. Just the hole.
Lift your hands up away from the cutting board.
That's gross.
This
That's
looks
ridiculous.
This looks horrible.
I don't like the grind. I don't like the hole. I don't like the pivot. I think what's the blade length on it?
Overall length, blade width, blade length is. This is it's a 3.85 inch blade. This is a big fucking knife.
It is a kitchen knife.
Holy shit!
I was like, what kind of kitchen knife are we working with here?
Like a small.
Alex likes it.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So Blade Tech made a knife that was a folding ulu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what this is, but with a Spidey hole. Wait, Blade Tech had a Spidey hole for it. This is just a Blade Tech that's like buskered.
The Blade Tech doesn't slid into an actual ulu, though.
If I'm holding it here, the blade's going to be down here. If I wanted to try and tilt it, no, there's no way that this is going to work well for food prep. What the fuck am I looking at, man? Like,
why you gotta ruin his dreams?
Like I said,
man?
This is the reason why I was like, I need to learn more about this company. What is going on here?
I mean,
because it looked like it was titanium and fancy things,
and look,
but also, what the fuck?
I'm okay with I buy CRKT products. I'm okay with stupid bullshit, but
someone broke a dabbler duck's neck and it was lying on the kitchen table and it was sitting there looking all weird and he's like, I got this idea that just might work.
And he was wrong, of course, but at least he went for it.
But you put the rest of the goose body on this knife, and I'm just saying.
I like this knife closed more than I do open. I will say that much.
My Christmas dinner was prepped by this.
Dude, you know what this reminds me of? It almost reminds me of like a gun stock. Look at the handle, especially
looks like
when
a gun
closed.
stock club.
Yeah, just the blade opens from the wrong side. It should pivot from the butt end. Anyway,
threw into a punch dagger style thing.
Like
a gun stock.
That's funny too. But no, I was thinking more than just have the blade come out the other side.
What blade shape would you have? If it was coming out the other side.
Trailing point, like a heavy trailing point.
This
or
one?
Yeah.
It would look like a goose.
Yeah. Okay, so despite talking a whole bunch of shit about this knife immediately, I don't actually, like, in terms of a sculpture, this isn't the worst looking knife I've ever seen. It looks like it would be horribly uncomfortable to use for a lot of of cutting tasks.
Was it a Canadian designer?
Double flick the Spidey hole. 2 fingers because it's so big.
I was gonna say you'd almost have to.
Yeah, if the Spidey hole's too big.
And by that you mean like do it like this, so you're not letting it, like holding onto it anymore, so it flies far.
They have
away. It
more
probably would
pictures.
fly south for the winter, so it's okay.
They have more pictures down here that aren't part of the pictures up here that are pictures of the different models in hand.
That's pretty neat.
Okay, that's actually a little bit less egregious than I thought, but it still doesn't look super comfortable.
Agreed, Joe. Agreed.
Agreed. All you want.
Oh God, my egregious.
I need you here with me, agreeing.
You ever just agreed?
Oh, all the time, man. It's
it's my way of life.
It's not one of my favorite personal traits, but it sure is one of them.
Paul,
oh God, I'm egregious.
I'm not better because I know about this. I'm just saying. Although there was some other models that I will give you. I'll give you.
I only wanted to point this one out quickly to be like, this is where it started.
Yeah.
Now let's go look at the other things, because some of the other things, that Pical is kind of cool.
Pical is actually sort of neat.
And I mean, he ripped off Leon Ma. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah, I saw that too. The Nesmucky looking one is a decent looking knife. It looks like it would cut pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go after giant most at the same time. Jan Zanzo has got a little something going on there. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Who makes a Tonto like that? There's got to be somebody, right?
I do know. Who is it? Gam Designs? No. Kaiser? No. I don't know. Thu.
Somebody threw somebody.
I didn't know that I'd ever want a Pical, but
yeah, that's funny because out of all the knives they make, that's actually the one that's worth looking at.
This one's not bad. I like this one.
All right, yeah, but this is totally just like a giant Mose or an Anzo or a Fox or a Viper or whatever one that 100%. Jen Zanzo is making for right now. Straight up.
My follow-up.
Maybe a Boker.
Have you guys ever heard of Cavo? Like, have you ever heard of that company? Because that was my first.
Previous to today, no. I'm actually on the About Us page now, just reading about them because
I'm pretty sure that building with the Chinese writing is in the middle of a farm field in Ohio.
They're telling you outright they're from China. Why would they? See, that would be fucking hilarious if they were claiming to be from China, but they are actually like a super secret facility in the fucking middle of Ohio. The building sign says quartermaster. We've come full circle, ladies and gentlemen.
For us, by us. It's all over again.
Oh man. So
go on. It's American-made Chinese products, okay, sir?
yeah, okay. I don't know.
We're shipping everything.
Look, people don't ask where the company is from. They ask where the products are made. A Chinese company that started a factory in the U.S. would actually probably be a really smart fucking thing to do.
That would be super funny.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So I guess this is a company that started super recently, but has some sort of history going back. I don't know.
One time I walked into a knife store and I was like, these are for me.
I can do this.
So I bought the knife store. It's basically the end of that. Yeah. Honestly, that's what it's reading like.
Since 1944.
Yeah.
Not.
Which is funny because they say our store begins in Yanjiang, China. We probably butchered that. China's largest hardware and cutlery manufacturing center. In 1994, our founder began to engage in the research and development of sales of local tools for. Okay.
Okay.
So basically, they started off making cutlery potentially for other people, eventually branched off and tried making their own brand, is what I'm
and
getting
even
from this.
Tools, it's like almost could be like a Condor-esque style farm tool, blah, 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 type of.
That's what I was catching from that as well, for sure.
We're talking about offline and online sales channels. So this, I don't know. It's
I
interesting,
adore the idea that they went from hose to pecals.
as you do.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, designers, cooperative design. What does that mean?
Well, they're not arguing about it. That's nice.
Well, I would fucking hope so. Hey, hold on a second. That's a familiar name.
Who in the what now?
That's kind of a cool logo. Looks like something straight out of Doom.
Where do we know him from? Other than stealing Howard Vale's logo in the middle of his demon case? You two, sue each other.
Do I actually know him from seeing this Pical? No, he did the weird Chris blade that I was freaking out about forever ago.
Oh, another weird knife
This
Joe
guy,
was into.
damn, I can't zoom in on this because I'm not signed in. We can see part of it here. I think we talked about it several episodes ago.
Oh,
Very,
yeah.
very, very briefly.
I remember that thing.
Yeah,
That's stupid. I don't like it.
yeah, it's really dumb. So apparently this guy's been working with him. Okay. And there's other
Yeah, you
versions
can
of the
see some of
Pical
his
here.
designs right there.
Yeah, interesting. Okay.
Interesting.
Might have to dig into this a little bit more later.
Cool story, bro. Cool story.
Yeah, we should jump on to your things. But I thought a new company was something fun to talk about.
Not a new company.
They've been around since 1944. Thank you very much.
New company
Good.
to us.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's good. That's good. We might have to look into that a little bit more. Joe, very easy. Also on the Googs.
Yeah, all right.
Googling it up.
What am I googling?
Buck of the month. Did you know what the
Oh.
new buck of the month is?
No.
It's silly and fun.
Joe sounds hurt already.
Is it the May entry?
The May buck of the month. It's the May muck of the month.
May
God, not the bump.
I'm gonna fuck that up real hard in a second.
Yeah, you already did.
Yeah. Oh, sold out already. What the hell am I looking at? Cerakote 3V straight clip blade with a solid brass handle.
How much
Damn.
does that weigh?
It for $144 American. I don't care how much it weighs.
I do. It's already sold out, so you know, fuck us, I guess.
Wait, it doesn't. It doesn't say.
It weighs this much. That's how much it weighs, Paul.
It actually doesn't say. Holy shit. That's incredible, first of all. Second of all, those are actually fairly thin handle slabs. It probably doesn't weigh more than the original. So what, 5 ounces instead of the 7.5?
I was gonna say the original is what, 7, 8?
It's 7 something, I think.
Yes.
I'm annoyed by how much I dig that.
I know.
Some bitch. Anyway, continue on. Yeah. Things are
Was
done.
that
right? Yeah. I'm throwing buck knives around. They're
I
tough.
should make a non buck of the month one in M4.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah,
Then
that's the
give
thing.
it to me.
So every month they come out with a new buck, and Canadians don't get them because we suck. Well, no, that's not true. It's just they're so sold out so fast that really not many retailers get them at all.
I want to say they're Buck website exclusives.
No, you can
Yep.
get them sometimes.
Exclusively available on our website.
Buck of the month? Well, this one might be.
Introducing Buck of the Month program featuring a custom build knife in limited quantities exclusively available on our website. That may be a recent thing.
That might have changed. That might have changed for 2023, because prior to 2023, Buck of the Month was available in some retail locations, including.
I wonder if it just hit the popularity level where they're like, no, we'll sell them.
Just don't get. You just don't get. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't get mango
No,
budgie.
you can has.
No can has mango budgies. No.
Has.
No mango
Is it
budgie.
$7.50 every month?
No, it's the quantities differ.
Bastards.
I was even looking at that Spitfire to try to get some of those. No dice. Anyway, small thing. That was a thing. You'll see
cool
him floating
bug.
around there with may or maybe not patinas.
What's a coated
Well,
blade? Man?
Hey, if you want the Legacy Collection version with titanium, you can have it for $500 reduce.
Oh, that seems fair.
Wow.
Yeah. It's not even Magna Cut, man. Come on. It is S45 though.
It's
Oh,
all
look,
right.
it's a
S45 is okay.
Two
I don't know what
clip.
you're talking
We're
about.
being-
Titanium and S45 paying too much money. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Is that why they priced it so high?
It's a Sapenza killer.
Yeah, there you go.
He's got a good hollow grind, man. It's got a good hollow grind.
How dare you claim that anything Pokemon would be a Sapenza?
We're being shamed for not reading Backwoods Man magazine. I don't know what a magazine is. They stopped existing for me somewhere in the neighborhood of like 2005.
Cool story, bro. Cool story.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the last time I read a physical magazine. Like I purchased a physical magazine to read and then actually read it.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe when I was at the airport before Wi-Fi was so readily available.
I mean, that's weird because I still buy books, but like,
The next topic.
yeah.
Indeed.
What else we got, Paul? What do you got for us?
I'm done. I'm
What?
tapped.
That was only one? All right, fine.
The other one I told you guys about this week that Makusta started putting pocket clips on the right side of their knives.
That is
All
That's actually worth talking about for a brief
No,
moment.
it's not. That's stupid. They're still
Kustas-
overpriced.
Okay, yes, they are, but they're also cool as shit. And the one reason that I never bought one of their katana models was because the pocket clip
The liner was the pocket clip?
liner. Fucking stupid.
No, but if you go to one of our local retailers in Canada, you can just get a replacement pocket clip for it. Don't worry about it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's misinformation that's out there. Don't do it. It's a trap. But anyway,
There you go.
it's out there. Yeah.
Really? That's terrible.
Anyway, yeah.
It won't let me zoom in. I wanted to make sure I could do that before this, but that's not happening. So whatever, you just get to look with me.
No zoom for you.
I can force it, but it's weird. You can see that they actually screw in to the aluminum on the butt end of the knife. Believe it or not, this is actually an improvement to what it was previously.
Yeah. You should scroll down to the blue and purple one because that's the right answer.
Do they?
Oh,
This guy? Oh, because this is more like a fuchsia.
Yeah.
Did
But if you read their description, they call it purple.
They had a version that was actually purple, though.
They used to.
Did they?
But I really like this one.
Did they disco the only handle configuration that I actually loved? Those bastards.
I do like the blue and orange as well. That one's pretty boss.
It's okay, but the purple they used to have was much better than this. I want to say it was like purple and then gold. It was like purple for the main color and then gold highlights.
So for the record, those of us out there that don't know about Makusta, how much for VG10? Just for the record.
Hey, it's
Do they even
63
tell you?
layer VG10. I actually don't know the price points these days. They don't
Too
list
much.
them here.
The dollary dues are multiple of the dollary dues.
Yeah. A significant dollary to do ratio.
Oh, there's less doing than there is dollaring.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Didn't like that
Significant amount of
sentence. That felt
You weren't intended to like it.
felt gross in my ears.
Yeah.
The katana model. I'm trying to find a decent price point for this, but like you're looking at about 200 American generally, a little under that. Yeah.
I'm being sent via Discord photographs, I'm pretty sure.
Of a katana.
Oh, nope, I was wrong.
So I got one more last thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Once again, straight up googs. Get right up in the googs.
What are we looking for?
QSPknife.com.
Oh, I think I actually.
QSP.
Have you
not
seen the
cool.
latest and greatest of the QSPknife.com?
Is it a rhinoceros?
No, it's a swordfish. Hey, Bestech, sue each other. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna end on. Because I knew.
Oh,
Came out with a swordfish.
that's not a swordfish.
It is.
That's a penguin with a button lock.
No, it's a penguin with a canary handle and a
Man,
button lock.
keeps changing. And I know if I click, oh,
Hmm.
I click it and it goes to the product. Oh, that's nice. That doesn't always happen. And what are you saying this resembles strongly? Best tech.
What? No. Well, no. Bestech already has a knife called the swordfish. Sue each other. Do it.
Oh, over a name? Come on, you just do what Benchmade does and bitch
What?
out.
Change
and
their
use a
name
different
to an arcane?
Yeah.
You just bitch out.
Yeah.
Against CRKG and Yes for Box Days on their amicus. Hey,
Yeah,
they came out with a compact. They're not fucking around. They came out with 2 models.
this is true.
We can't come out with a amicus compact. That's just called a emissary. Anyway,
Don't worry about it. That's funny.
Dick Richards is asking what's wrong with VG10.
Nothing particularly.
nothing's
but
wrong with VG10, but it has been outgrown its price point for a lot of people who still try to price it as a premium steel.
That's what I was gonna say.
It's kind of like people who used to price D2 at $300, $400 price points. You
Benchmade.
get 'em.
Benchmade.
But Kershaw, they're not alone
yeah,
in
no.
that fight
I think
for
Benchmade
sure.
is worse about it, but yeah, you are correct.
Yeah, there's a Ken Onion tirade that was many of the dollar redos with CPM M4 or CPM G2, but
Ken Onion tirade.
I know things. Sure, look it up.
What?
It's fine. Anyway, Swordfish 1428 Sandvik. Yeah, this is a new knife. Check it out. It's fun.
Why is it $400? Is that how expensive that knife is?
Well, it was back in the day. The tirade.
Okay.
No, this knife is $87. It's 1428 Sandvik and ball bearings with a flipper. It's a penguin with a flipper and a button lock.
This thing.
I was confused
okay.
by Hawaii Ken, and by that I mean Justin.
I thought because we were talking about both of them earlier, I thought you were talking about the Brian tirade. The tirade.
No,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
With its
No, this-
drippiness.
This thing was cool.
yeah, it's got some maple syrup on it. That
It's
was a
got some
different
major
Ken
drip,
Onion.
bruh.
No, wait, that was a Brian Ty knife. That's funny. Maple syrup drip.
It's
Gotta
got
get
some
that
major drip. Bruh.
Anyway, QSP Swordfish.
What is that
Best
pocket clip, though?
What's that?
What is that pocket clip?
Hey,
That
it's
is
a Mojo.
like so quintessentially Kershaw.
It's
Yeah.
the Kershaw Mojo clip.
I kind of dig this. I like that blade shape.
What, the Swordfish? Yeah, it's a little saxy.
Yeah, I'm into it.
It's got some sax appeal.
I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
But, I mean, there is some fancy variations.
Are there? Well,
How fancy are we talking here?
Well, the dark brown burlap.
oh, can I go there by clicking that knife? No, I gotta. Gotta make me
And the
look it
main thing was that red. That red and black is totally canary handle.
Absolutely. It's full on Deadpool.
up.
That seems to be a theme. Like there's a movie coming out that they're gonna try and
And I do like the fact that on the G10 one, the red is where the button is. As far as the swirly liners, that's kind of a cool standout. But the coarse weave on the brown micarta is a nice.
Is that supposed to be the brown micarta? It's not showing up super good. Yeah, okay.
It's because it's dark brown micarta.
It truly is.
I do like
Hey, wire clip.
brown on a knife.
And the wire clip that's lefty compatible. Oh, look at those guys being all like considerate.
Hey, QSP gives a shit all of a sudden? What the hell? Usually they.
Hey, I wonder if your Timascus clip fits on this sumbitch. No, wait, it's not a Timascus clip. What'd you get? You
It's
got the-
just titanium.
Yeah, you got
that
It's
the
that
DNA
double
weave.
helix.
yeah.
It might. Well, we'll see.
You can put it on a Sandvik knife. That'll be worth it for sure.
Man,
If I did that, it would only be to hurt you. If I'm being honest. Yeah.
Dennis, would you even carry that knife if you had that clip on it?
I've carried it like half a dozen times this year.
Yeah, just to hurt my feelings.
Mainly when I'm working with Paul to be like, wow, this knife sure would be nice with the Rips Garage Tech clip on it. Almost kind of coincides every single time I happen to be working with him. But anyway,
Yeah.
it's
not
I
pointed
might
at all.
carry it tomorrow.
Oh,
Hence
good.
why I might buy this knife and put it on it. Just to...
All right.
Understandable.
Anyway, kind of a cool knife. May or may not be coming to the local Canadian dealers near you.
Neat.
They're very near us. They're like right up
Us?
inside us, you would say.
Hmm.
I
Would
was
we?
gonna say we might even be up right on top of them, but I think yours is.
Yeah, that's how it starts.
First one, then the other, right? Oh, God.
I'm not gonna say which order. It's like zeros and ones.
Sometimes the order just doesn't matter. Doesn't it?
Sometimes the 1-0's you.
Oh no.
Amazing Spider Co-Man. Is that like Eric if he had a superhero persona?
That's just his name. It's Amazing Spider Man.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Thank you.
He
Just
runs
a
around
dude
the
with a
warehouse in a cape and a mask. That's just Eric.
Can he just have like a bandolier of dodos, please?
He probably already does. I mean,
That's fair. He's got one of each flavor, you know?
The bird, not the knives, though.
One of each flavor, like I said.
They're extinct, so they're all dead already.
Yeah, the flavor's not good.
They're kind of wilty, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
y'all ever eat barbecued dust? It's like that. It's not good.
Mm.
All right. On that note, thank you to the Cutting Edge Cutlery Co. for letting us these knives for first impression and review.
Yes.
Cheers to you.
Which knives? These knives.
Some kind of Qubit.
Some kind of
yeah.
Altus.
Some sort of quantum
That's
dimension.
a made-up word.
If these knives haven't been on your radar, I really hope you get the chance to check them out. They're super cool, and for the price, they're fantastic.
They're sweet little blades, and you should buy
Not
one.
too bad. Not too bad. Not too much to bitch about.
No.
And we could bitch about a lot.
You've
So-
seen our reviews, I'm sure, at some point or
Oh,
another.
I'd like to bitch. Let me tell you. Let me, Adam. I'll find something to bitch about. Anyway, thanks to other people.
Oh, yeah. Thank you to people that follow us on Instagram. A post was made this year, and you're welcome. And I'm going to keep this bit going for as long as I can because I'm a lazy fuck.
Should get a Canada Day one because it's just a flag. You could like get a couple holidays on technicality posts that are like so low minimum effort. Just a pumpkin on Halloween. It's
Huh.
a snowflake on Christmas because that's what we are. But
A snowflake on Christmas.
anyway,
Sounds
thank
like a
you
southern
to
euphemism for something.
nope, going by that one. Thank you to everyone on Patreon. Continues to subscribe to us. That is going to be coming back on Christmas 2023, just like a snowflake.
I like how it started as a joke, and then here we are.
Yeah, here we are. And all we're going to do is post a picture of a snowflake, and it's going to be so anticlimactic.
Oh,
it's going to
you're
be like
welcome. Look, we'll print it out and ship it to each person in our patron.
We had someone graphic design it. It cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Go like and subscribe on YouTube. Continue, share, likes, follow, all the things. Comment, all the things.
Cheers to that.
Don't comment all the things. Come on, keep it under control, guys. Jeez.
I
There's
really don't
something
like. I really don't like having to go around and delete gross comments, but you know.
We'll do it. We'll
yeah.
do it. All right, gentlemen.
On that
I don't know
note,
if we're back next week. Mother's Day. Who knows?
Yeah, things are kind of messy for the rest of the month, aren't they?
You may or may not be. Yeah. Potentially. Anyway,
I
we'll
will make a
post
community
something
post about something.
probably on YouTube because Instagram's probably not going to happen. So
I agree with Ben. If you subscribe to our Patreon, you can slag Dennis as much as you want. That's part of the agreement.
is it? Did you guys
Yep.
add that?
Yeah.
Probably.
Probably. Who knows what's in that agreement?
If we haven't
nowadays.
yet, we should. Because
Yeah,
that's funny.
At this point, you probably can get away with it. Yeah, I will dish it out. But just heads up.
It will get very mean spirited very quickly. Just be aware.
Oh, it's
It's in the small print. There you go.
good thing I know Ben. It makes me feel better about it when you know of them personally. It's
Oh yeah, it makes that cut twice as deep.
so cool, guys. Hopefully we will see you again next week. If not, potentially the weekend after, but we will keep you updated. Having said that, I hope you guys have a great night. We will talk to you soon. I am who I am. I'm Dennis Fibers.
I am the Iron Joe.
And I'm exile.ca.
Thanks again for joining us, guys. Maybe see you next week.
I smashed my finger on concrete. It hurts so much to Spidey Flick stuff right now. Oh my god.
Ouch.
No, dude.
Don't do
Concrete
that.
slaps right in the
Don't
thumb.
do those things.